Hey guys, so I had so many requests to do a tutorial on how I had my eye makeup in my how to round brush your hair tutorial. So that is what I did this morning. And just to warn you, it is early and I was a little giddy. So just prepare yourselves. And yeah, so if you want to know how I got this look, then keep watching. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply a base to my lids. I'm going to use Urban Decay Primer Potion today. I just use it straight out of the tube. I just do a couple swipes on each eye. And then I just rub it in. I make sure to go all over my lid, all the way up under my brow bone, into the inner corner. You want to get a really even layer of this. I found before if I just kind of slap it on that my eyeshadow won't go on as smoothly. I mean, I guess that's kind of an obvious thing, but oh well. Alright, so I have that. Now I'm going to take Copperplate by MAC, and I'm using all MAC shadows today. So, take it or leave it. Alright, so this is Copperplate. I love this color, and I'm just using this is an e.l.f. Professional, obviously, eyeshadow brush. It's just one of these kind of rounded, flat top shadow brushes. I love this. This is one of my favorite brushes. I think I got this in a swap, or in a gift haul or something from somebody. Might have even been Vanessa. I don't know, but I love it. Alright, so I'm going to take Copperplate and apply this all over my lid. And I usually pat it on first, and then I'll kind of go back and forth into the inner corner. And I go all the way to the inner corner of my eyelid. I don't get it kind of on this tear duct area. Is that part considered the tear duct? And I go into my crease a little bit with Copperplate. Alright, I'm going to do the other side. Alright, so I went ahead and did my other eye with the Prep for Glamour. Now I'm going to take Gazette Grey. This is in one of the recent collections. I don't know which one. I'm assuming you can still get it maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long MAC keeps their eyeshadows available for, but it's gorgeous. So, okay, what am I going to do now? Concentrate. Okay, I'm going to take my MAC 217. I love this brush. I use it every day. Put it in my, why am I talking like this? I'm channeling my tics with Barbie here. In my Gazette Grey. And I'm going to apply this back and forth in my crease. So I usually start kind of in the outer corner because that's usually where the most color is deposited, and that's where I usually want it the darkest. And I don't go all the way in. I mean, I guess kind of, but not totally all the way into the inner corner. And again, I'm making my classic kind of angled shape that I always make. And then what I usually do when I do like a darker eye like this is the width of my brush, I'll pull straight down. So I go to like the outer edge of my eye here, like where my eyebrow ends, and then I'll also pull the color straight down. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Alright, so I went ahead and did the other eye. Now before I apply my second to last eyeshadow color, I'm going to do under my brow bone. I usually do that, like it's not usually, to be honest, I do it different every time. But I'm going to do that first and before I do my darker shadow so that it doesn't make a big huge mess with my dark shadow. And I'm going to use my Sigma, this is my 224. I like to use the big, kind of fluffier brushes for under my eyes so I don't get a really harsh, like white brow highlight. Okay, and I'm going to use today, let's use this. This is Brule from MAC. So I just apply that all over underneath. If it gets on your gray, it's alright because I'm going to blend it out anyway. Okay, and I'm also going to do my inner corner highlight because I use the same pencil brush for my inner corner and under my eyes. I need to get another one, but I haven't yet. So this is my Sigma 219, and I am going to take Phloof by MAC, and I'm going to do this in my tear duct area. Alright, and then I'm just going to blend that out with the same brush I used for my brow bone. Alright, that's what I have so far. Now I'm going to do my, why do I keep talking like that? My dark shadow. I'm going to be using Smut by MAC. This is one of my favorite colors. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to take, what do I want to take today? All right, I'm going to go in with my 217. And I'm just going to focus this right on the outer corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a few little dots and just pat it in right in kind of that hollowed area. Or at least on my face it's kind of hollowed. And all I'm doing is just patting over and over. And then I'm going to slightly pull it onto my eyelid and blend it up slightly into my crease. But I'm not going more than a third of the way in. Okay? Other eye. I don't know why I decided to film this side too this time and not stop it. It just gets annoying to keep editing that. Does anyone agree? It annoys me. Alright, so I'm just patting. Isn't that from a movie? Tap, tap, tappy. Tap. It's so early here, that's why I'm acting crazy. It's like 7 in the morning. I decided to be productive today and get up early and do a video, and so I'm a little loony. So forgive me. Alright, so this is what we are looking like. Okay, now I'm going to take Smut as well and put this under my lower lash line. I'm going back in with my little pencil brush. I'm going to wipe it off just so I don't have like the Phloof color underneath. And I just press that up right under my lower lash line. And I'm just going in probably halfway. Maybe a little more than halfway. Alright, so now I'm going to blend my crease color out a little bit. I'm going to go back in with my Sigma 224. I'm not going to put any products on it. I'm just going to strictly go at the top of where the dark is and just go back and forth. All the way down into my inner corner and all the way out. And I just do this until it looks blended enough for me. And then I go back and forth on the outer corner too. I actually had never tried the concealer trick, like putting the concealer on, ooh, the sun's shining now, on the concealer brush and like swiping it to get rid of that extra color. That really is a good trick. It does make kind of a harsh line, which is fine. I mean, I think it looks good, but sometimes with the darker colors, I like to just use my fluffy brush so it's not quite as severe. And sometimes I make little circle motions. Alright, so that is what we are looking like now. Now I'm going to do my eyeliner, and I'm going to use, I think I have liquid eyeliner on in the video. Or no, I have my gel, because I did a wing. Okay, so I'm going to use my L'Oreal Hip Color Truth Cream Eyeliner in black, and my Sigma 209 brush. Okay. So I'm trying to get situated here. Alright. Now, when I do the gel liner, I always start in the middle. And what I do is I take a huge glob of product on my brush, and then I wipe it off in my lid and kind of shape my brush in my lid. So I'll kind of turn it to get a nice little point. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the middle, and I do pull my eye out, my eyelid out. I can't do it any other way. Start in the middle, and I just use the tip of the brush and make small strokes back and forth. Then I'll bring it in. Then Then I start going into the inner corner, and I don't go all the way in, but I make it more narrow as I go in. And then I go to the outside, and I really don't make it that much thicker as I'm going to the outside, because I end up thickening it up when I do my wing. Alright, now I don't dip it again. I just take whatever product is left and line part of my lower lash line. And to be honest, I don't do waterline, lash line. I don't really differentiate. I just let it go wherever it lands. And I'm only going about a third of the way in. Alright, now when I do my wing, I do dip it again. Same thing. Dip it in, get a huge old glob, wipe it off in my brush. And then I am always experimenting with different ways to do my wing. I mean, seriously, sometimes it'll look perfect, and sometimes I have to take off the whole thing because it looks like I took a huge Sharpie marker and started making circles. Seriously, it's gross. Okay, so I have my product on my brush. Now what I'm going to do is I usually follow kind of the, you can see where my line of my eyeshadow is. I kind of follow that. Or, you know, people say just follow your lower lash line up. So I just make a little line. I would say maybe half a centimeter out. I don't know. And then I just kind of pull it down. Okay, you can see how I did the kind of glob thing there. That's what I'm talking about, but sometimes it's worse. So what I'll do is I'll just take a Q-tip and clean that up in a minute. But you can see how my wing is. And then I'm just going to go in and kind of fill this part in just slightly. I don't want to make a huge line because I'd like to have that little dip there. Okay, so I'm going to clean that up, do this eye, and then I'll be back. Okay, so actually I thought it would be beneficial to show you how I clean this little ditty up instead of doing it off camera. I don't know. So, okay, what I do is I just take a Q-tip and either lotion, baby oil, you know, etc. Dip my Q-tip in it. You only need a tiny little amount. And kind of wipe off the extra, smooth off the extra. And then I just go in and literally just clean it up. You do have to push kind of hard, especially depending on what kind of eyeliner you're using or you used. And then I just use the other side to wipe off the residue that it leaves. Okay, like that. And then I let that lotion kind of dry in a little bit. And then I just take concealer with a concealer brush, dab it in there, and then I just touch up where I wiped off with the lotion. I just dab that on. See? And depending, like this eyeshadow or this eyeliner sticks really well. Sometimes if I'm using like a different kind of eyeliner, I can strictly use my concealer to kind of buff that eyeliner out. I can't with the L'Oreal. Okay, and I went ahead and did my mascara. I used my Rimmel Max Volume Flash today, and then I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. I'm not going to do any false lashes today just because I'm feeling lazy, but in my hair tutorial I did have lashes with this eye look. This is my Mary Kay eyelash curler, which a lot of you told me that it was limited edition when I was raving about it, so I'm so sorry. I hope they re-release it for another limited edition special again because it's awesome. And sometimes I heat my curler, sometimes I don't, depending on, once again, if I'm lazy or not. I have a video on that too. It's something like how to get false lashes effect without using them or something. And just to warn you, I'm a little moody in that video, which a lot of people told me about. They let me know that I was feeling a little bit moody that day. So thank you for letting me know how I was feeling. Appreciate that. All right, now I'm going to do my second coat. This is the Clinique High Impact Mascara. Okay, other side. Alright, so this is the finished look. Hope you like it. I hope you found something useful out of it. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.